All right, welcome to my class. This is section 1.5, and once I finish it, 1.4, 1.5, and 2.1 will be automatically due. This Wednesday, I'm not feeling that well. I hope it's not COVID-19. Um, and also, I cannot catch COVID-19 because I voted for Trump. And by that Trump logic, if you vote for Trump, you cannot, COVID-19 will not affect you. But I might get some flu or something like that. And if I don't feel well, I'll update you guys if I can't come in on Wednesday. Thursday. Alrighty then. I'll wait a bit before we start. This section is gonna be super easy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use online tool to find the house mortgages. Okay. Um. Good evening. Okay. You gotta use your real name. I don't want to call you Motor Mouth 33. I assume you like cars. All right. Let's wait another minute before we start the class. Let me see if I could use the Edge. Oh, there you go. Launch now. That's ready to go. All right. Okay. Oh, you don't have to say your name. I'm just saying, if you're saying hello, I could. If you have questions, also, I could know. I could respond to you, instead of calling you a random name. All right, Marilyn. You talk too much. Who gave you that name? You talk too much. Alrighty then. Those of you are kind of coming in late, there's a possibility I might not be able to join you guys this Thursday. My materials are posted online. You could work on the materials on your own. There's a little bit of cough. Hopefully, your mom named you Motormouth. All right. Um, Hopefully, nothing happens. Like I said, I'm 100% sure I did not catch COVID-19 because I voted for Trump. And those of you who voted for Trump are the actual winners because you cannot catch COVID-19. That's how science works. It's the same science logic as when people say the earth is flat. All right. No, actually, their new logic is earth is not flat, earth is disc shaped. Alrighty then. All right, let's start. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at a scenario. Let's see. Let's say you want to buy a house, and the interest rate in this house is amazing in modern days. So let's say you want to buy a house that costs $300,000, and let's figure out what is your monthly payment for this house. So your loan amount, let's say you put 10% down payment. And then from that, you will find out your loan amount. And then also the interest rate. Oh my God, interest rate is amazing. Those of you who are in the military, you could get amazing interest rate. I believe 2.25%, and there's no down payment at all. Okay. All right. So you can use the table on the book, but all I care about is getting the answer. Let's use the Google to find the calculator. All right. So what I'm gonna type it in mortgage calculator, mortgage calculator. Should I use bank rate one? Let me see if I like the bank rate one. Yeah, let's use the bank rate one. No, let's not use bank rate. Let's see, mortgage calculator. That one is good. Okay, let's use that. This is a good one. So interest rate is 300. I mean, house value is 300. And then your down payment is 10%. So it automatically calculates what's the 10% of that, which it shows that it shows what's your loan amount. In this case, your loan amount will be 270,000. Interest rate, we're gonna use 2.25. Now it's a 30. Oh, forgot to say, it's a 30 years loan. 30 years loan. So I put 30 years. The other thing you have to do is make sure everything is zero. Put everything zero for now. You got to make sure everything is zero and you calculate. If you use the same calculator, same table on the book, you'll find out your monthly payment is $1,032.06. It's that simple. That's it. So my monthly payment in this case, monthly payment, what did I say? $1,032.06. $1,032.06. Is that simple? There you go. Now, is that your true cost owning a house? Where do I find this again? You just Google it. You type it in mortgage calculator, and the one that I picked is this one, mortgagecalculator.org. Those of you who kind of missed out or joining in late, you could just rewind it and you could find that out. All right. Now, when you go buy a house, not only you have to deal with monthly payment, you have to deal with the insurance, and then you have to worry about the tax. Those of you live a nice neighborhood, you have to deal with HOA, and HOA is very common in Vegas. And then sometimes you have to pay FHA, and I don't want to worry about the FHA. FHA is something you have to pay if you make just 5% down payment and your interest is a little bit higher, and the bank, you have to pay the PMI for FHA for next 4 or 5 years or so, something like that. Whatever, when you take over more than 10% of your, something like that, 4 or 5 years after you make the payment, they take it out. It's a property mortgage insurance, and the government doesn't, it's something the government says, go ahead, give my citizen the loan, and you even though they don't have a lot of down payment. But if you are military veterans, you served our country, and you don't have to pay FHA or even down payment, anything like that. So now let's figure out our tax and insurance. So let's go back to the same problem, and you could type all that right over here. So for $300,000 house, these are the questions they usually give it to you. For a $300,000 house, your property tax roughly is gonna be $1,000. We're not gonna worry about the PMI. Home insurance for a $300,000 house is gonna be $800. Okay, HOA. Let's say you live in some nice neighborhood, and we're not gonna do expensive HOA. Your HOA is gonna be roughly $100 a month. So do you see this number, 1,032? This number changes, and his number. Don't worry about what it says buy, refinance. Don't worry about that. We're just using the calculator. And right there, that's because this is your new monthly payment, which is $1,282.06. So your actual monthly payment is $1,282.06. That's your monthly payment. Now, this is the number the bank looks at before they, if you can qualify for it. So what are the qualifications you need? You could go to the book and I could tell you where it is there. Instead of me writing that down, go to page 49, section 1.5. If you have a digital copy, you could use that. If you have a PowerPoint, you could use that. I'll wait a bit once you get there. So this is a general rule. Some banks, they have other criteria. The amount of mortgage loan should not exceed 3 times the family annual gross income. Housing recommendation deals monthly housing expenses and based on family monthly gross income. And the second one is with the amount loan is based on family's annual gross income. So let me just summarize that for you guys. What do you need to qualify for loans? So the first one, the amount. So the gross income is before your tax and everything, including that goes for your social security and everything. That's what they look at, the gross. The amount of the mortgage loan should not exceed the borrower's annual gross income. This is like, I'm writing it, but this can be stretched. What it does is basically they look at it's more like technically what it says that if you make $60,000 a year, your loan amount should not be $180,000. Okay, but what it actually in the modern day, the bank, the way it works is if you have no debt, if you have no debt, no question yet. All right, if you have no debt, such as debt means what? As in you don't have cell plan or car loans or internet contract, credit card debt. If you have none of those things, 56% DTI. I don't know what that means, Terrence. So if you have none of those, then what it does is, if you have no debt, then your monthly payment can be 1/3 of your monthly gross income. That's the rule they do. Debt to income 56%. Yeah, debt to income ratio. Yeah, some bank has different threshold. Like, we're gonna talk about that. And believe it or not, when you go buy a house, please don't stick to one type of bank. Just go Google it, and then search for house loan, and you could search around, and you'll save a lot of money. Okay. Some bank has different rules and all that. There's 25%. This one is usually, if it's this good, if you're like that, this is the best way to buy a house. Here's the reason why I say it. Because the house that we're looking at earlier, the monthly payment is this, $1,282. All you have to do is, your monthly income needs to be 1,382.06 times 3. By the way, you need to have minimum 650 credit. You have to buy points, and we're not going to talk about that. And 1,382.06 times 3. So 3,084.46.18. And this is something attainable. You could do that right out of college. So yearly income is 46,154, which is not bad actually. Media income in USA is 58, 59, or 60,000. After the pandemic, it might have gone down, and this is still attainable, and this is pretty good, assuming you have no debt, none of those, and that number is easily doable. You could do that. But let's say if you have other sort of debt, like let's say you have let me give you this guideline. This is again general. If a family has other monthly significant debt, other debt obligation, and I listed out those things. And in this obligation, what's going to be interesting, the family's monthly housing expenses, including mortgages, property tax, and so should limited to no more than 25% of your should be limited to no more than their 25% of their monthly gross income. And this is the tricky one. Here's the reason why. Let's say you want to buy multiple properties, and if you want to use multiple properties and all that, and what they do is whatever your current debt is, they need to be not more than 25%, and then another 25% can be used towards buying another property and things like that. No, another, like, what is it, 10-12%, something like that. Again, they don't want to go to the threshold of more than 1/3%, but then as you become bigger and bigger, you could hedge it against your income. Those are uber rich people, and that's how they could get multiple properties. This is something that 99% of the people will not use. Most of the people will use that. And let's say you want to buy this. Let's say you want to buy this house, 1282.06, but you have other debts. What they do is they look at your monthly credit card debt and all that. Let's say your credit card debt monthly is $300. Your credit card. If you have, let's say, student loan, $200. You have cell phone plan, let's say $100. That's the cell phone. And you have car loans, $500. And if you have that, what we'll do is we'll add all the numbers. $2382.06. That's the new number. And what we do is we multiply that by 3, and that's the income you need to have. 7,146 some cents. And so per year, you got to make 85,752, and that's a harder threshold number people could do, because this is way over median income, and making it over $60,000 a year, it's harder things to do. That's why people said that get rid of all this debt before you purchase a house. That's how you could qualify for it. Alrighty then. So let's look at a problem from the book. This section is super easy, and let's use if you have a book, just open the book, and so I don't have to write down the question. Okay, let's look at number 18. Page 52. Yeah. I'll wait a bit for you guys to catch up. All right, so let's look at that problem. So I'll just go directly to that calculator. So the entire find the entire monthly payment for a $185,000 loan. Okay, the loan amount is $185,000. Oh, the house is worth $200,000. And the down payment you're making is $15,000, because that's the after you make the down payment of $15,000, your loan amount is $150,000. Interest rate is 4.5. That's insane in modern days. It's a 30 years loan. What else? The annual tax is 0.09%. So we could easily do that. Take out your calculator. Take 200,000 times it by 0.009. So this is what I'm talking about. Let me go there. If the house is worth 200,000 and the tax is 0.009, that's the tax amount, and it will give you $1,800. That's the yearly tax. Any question about that? So go back, put $1,800, and the insurance is, in this case, $375. HOA, it has no HOA or PMI. Okay, so let's figure out. Click it, and your monthly payment is $1,187.37. Monthly payment. If you have any questions or you want to the end of the problem, raise your question right now. 1,100. So again, if we look at this problem and we want to see if you can afford it or not, and if you don't have any other debt, you multiply it by 3 and your monthly gross income. That means before your Social Security and all those numbers. Should be 3,562.11. 3,562.11. That's your monthly income. Now, the problem with that is coming up with $15,000. That's a lot of money. How do you come up with $50,000? That's a lot of money. That's the hard part. But you could save it in a couple of years. All right. Any question? For section 2.1, again, it's all by yourself. It's a reading problem. If not, then I will end my lecture. All right, guys. Yeah. Hopefully, my condition doesn't worsen, and I'll see you guys Thursday.